phone look crazy right now. Why is it? Maybe it's just maybe this is just how it looks when it's so basically this is supposed to be a dual stream, and it is as soon as my guy Zen is ready. Whenever he's ready, we'll pop in the stream. Now here's the thing. Earlier in the day, he reminded me that today is Z Day. The 26th of every month. So 26th letter is Z, and the 26th day of the month is Z. So I'm gonna have to pay attention down here to you know the invite link or whatever. So we'll see if he's able to enter. If not, within like 30 minutes to half an hour to an hour, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm kind of just freestyling here as usual, and then we'll go from there, man. But yeah, man, it's Z Day, so shout out to all the people with Z in their name, anything Z related to their what's it called? Not necessarily a screen name or usernames, but anything name related to that has the letter Z, man. Anything that also signifies the omega, what I'm saying, alpha, omega, things like that. That's the way I want to look at it. There's probably a deeper spiritual meaning, and if he enters the chat, man, I'll let him explain it. Matter of fact, let me swipe down, make sure, because I had sent 2 links. I had sent it through the browser as much as the phone, so we'll see whatever he's able to use. I called him, and that's crazy, man. It'd be like that, man. Sometimes I was reaching out because he said I'm ready to stream in like an hour or 2 hours. So I'm doing some logistical stuff, some Beyblade related logistical things, what I'm saying. So I'm doing that, and then it's 2 hours past. I called the man, and I'm like, damn, he ain't picking up. Called like 4 times. I'm like, I'm gonna just leave the link in the text message. I'm gonna leave it in the the little message browser thing, and then if he receives it, if he's able to enter the chat, that'll be a great thing. But I'm gonna try to hold it down best I can right now. We got the Mortal Kombat Jones soda. Boom, man. We got the Munchies, real peanut butter, baked peanut butter. You already know, with the cheese cracker. Is that cheese cracker? Yep, cheese cracker, baked on the cheese cracker. So we doing all right with the snacks. Your boy got class later today, but right now we just chilling. And I got the Most Def Yasin Bey Ecstatic t-shirt, man. They got the boom, whatever. What I'm saying? I got the little whatever. I don't know what that means, bro. But for the people that enter the chat that are hip to that, go ahead and say what's up, man. Say what's up to that. Say peace to that, whatever. Peace. Let me make sure. So in this meantime, let me just go ahead and try to double up on the sending. What I'm saying? So actually, I think we're good. I can't really do it twice in here. I don't know if I can. I already sent the link, so we'll just let it wait. We'll wait it out. Excuse me, and we'll let that play itself out. But yeah, your boy got class later today, so I'm kind of just chilling. Like I was gonna sit here and blow a smoke, but I was like, would I look like blowing a smoke with the Ecstatic t-shirt, man? I just got back from Portland the other day, man. I was gonna go full red out. What I'm saying? Just go full red out for the Blazers and just straight fire energy. But I was like, let's keep it on a red, burgundy, and purple kind of level. What I'm saying? The New Balance got the boom, gray, navy, and violet, whatever, and they got the burgundy pants, man. I ain't gonna show you, but so I'm just adjusting my seat right here. These benches is destroyed, man. These benches done seen it all. From the people fighting back here to everything, they haven't seen it all. That's crazy. But yeah, man, it was great. I want people to look forward to some upcoming content I got, man. I got some upcoming content I got. It's gonna relate to blading down in the PDX, PDX Beyblade scene. I was able to do that from, I believe, Thursday to Sunday. So if I'm doing the math correctly, Thursday they had casuals. Friday I had a day to myself, just went around the city, bought a couple souvenirs, and just went around, just got some souvenirs, got some stuff to eat, just enjoyed myself a little bit by myself. And then Saturday there was another tournament up in Vancouver, but it was also the last day that the Rip City clothing store was open. It was like the last day of the week before they were closed on Sunday, because I left Monday morning. And because I left Monday morning, what do you call this? I wouldn't have had time on Sunday. Also, that is closed. So, I did a little, like a sidetrack. I don't know if I put it in the vlog or not, but I did a little sidetrack where I walked over. I might do it in the complete vlog. So if you watch the complete vlog, you'll see everything in chronological order, which is going to be nice. But point I'm making is that, went there, Rip City Clothing, got a hat and a beanie for the pops. And then afterwards, I just went and got, what's it called? transferred a couple buses. Ended up in Vancouver, Washington, right across the water. For them that's the river, Willamette River, I believe. And ended up in Vancouver, Washington. Transferred like maybe 1 or 2 times. I think once, and then just over there, just bust over to Batcave Games, man. Batcave Games was Saturday tournament. Shout out to Nah as his username on the WBO, as much as his username within the servers. And Sunday, the next day after that, I ended up going back to Gambits. I went, Gambits was the Thursday casuals. Went back to Gambits on what do you call this? What is this called? I'm tripping. Like back in Portland, but went back there for the tournament. Basically, they had a tournament that was being like a ranked one. So I'm like, well, let me try my best. What I have to offer, and it was crazy because some told me, I was like, don't take it too serious. Just have a little fun. So I was running a lot of attack types, and then I scored well, but I was getting kind of smoked in the beginning. But then I started smoking myself with the same attack type build. I was like, there's got to be a balance here, because the attack types I was running, I was over-finishing myself. I was self-extreming myself. You know what I mean? So I was losing. I'm happy that it was 1 point. It was warning and then 1 point. Or if I'm not mistaken, it was just like a 1 point and then you run the same blades back. And I just kept on. I was like, bro, I keep offing myself, man. This is bad. So I don't know. I'm still getting used to my new launcher handle. That's part of it too. But there's no excuses. I had fun though, man. I was running some fun builds out there. Some Beyblade stuff, some a Tyranno beat on gear point, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Whale wave on like Unite, Night Mill on Unite. Just switching things around, putting level on whale wave, starting getting better results. Making adjustments throughout the whole tournament. So that was the whole thing, man. That was the whole part of this that made it fun. But nonetheless, man, it was a fun day. I can't really complain, man. I can't really. It was a fun weekend, I should say. It was a really fun weekend. I really enjoyed myself out there. I'm trying to think what else was going on. Yeah, that morning, I was kind of going around grabbing some food, and I happened to be on the, where Gambits is at. I was south of it. I was south of Gambits, across the Sandy Boulevard, and I happened to be grabbing just some, they had switched the buses. Like, the bus routes were having some adjustments and changes, and a lot of the bus, what do you call this? The bus stops were having changes as well. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, the app is telling me that I could stand right here and wait. However, the problem with that is it might not be viable because it's it's like a new thing. Like it's like a new thing that they implemented, new schedule, new placement. I don't know what it is. So I was like, let me just catch the lift. And everything down there is like $9, $10. I'm not going too far. $9-10 on the lift. So I'm just going around. I go grab breakfast at this Mexican joint. They're playing Harry Potter in the background. I don't know why. I'm just watching that shit. Like, okay, I'm watching Harry Potter, eating some, huevos rancheros. You already know, just having a good breakfast. And then I happen to be like south, a couple blocks, 2 to 3 blocks south from Gambits, and I had to be sitting there. I was checking out the map app. I'm like, where can I sit for a good half an hour? There happened to be a park a block right up on the way there. Sat there for a little bit. They were having a little family thing on the northern side, and they had people just hoping on the side. Nice little area. It's a nice little area, man. It's really peaceful and quiet. We got spots and places like that in Seattle as well. So I was really happy to be around, that type of energy where it's just get a bit of peace going on here. I was happy about that. I was really happy to be around that. And it was really chill. And then I go up the street, grab me some coffee, and then I walk over. And it's funny because shout out to my guy, Chief Bongo. He was sitting there hey, you got the fancy schmancy coffee. It's just an ice Americano, you know what I'm saying? Americano con hielo, as you already know. And it's just got that shit, and I'm like, yeah, I got something, it's something to hold me down for right now. Something to hold me down. I can't really complain. Give me a second. Let me see. My battery percentage. Oh, we're doing good. We off that 81%. Just making sure. Just making sure. I should have did a quick sound test, man. I'll be mad if I'm mute the whole time. If I'm mute the whole time, man, that's on me. There's not much I can do about it. But hopefully I get the best connection right here, or not. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't done a stream off the YouTube in a minute. I think the last one I did, the energy was it was up and down. It's in an interesting time period, and I've been having to, what's the word I'm looking for, man? I've been wrestling with a couple of things here because it's I'm looking forward to on some super like hyper masculine stuff. I came back to Seattle ready to go head up with some people. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to just like, man, whatever going down, I'm gonna go head up, man. That might be the last day, that might be the last whoop wop. But every day I'm making sure that I get the content and I create it and I put it out there and I schedule it out. Cause I be thinking about that sometimes, man. It's I'm not living like Tupac, but it's one of those. Every day could be my last. Cause today might be the day I snap. Today might be the day it all goes away and things get thrown away because I'm not seeing sometimes the fruits of my labor. I ain't gonna lie. As a human being, I will say sometimes I'm not seeing the fruits of my labor, and because of that, I be sitting there frustrated and upset, and I just want to speak out loud to the universe, like I'm commanding the universe to give me what it is I deserve, and maybe I deserve nothing. Maybe I deserve to just be able to observe all of this. Maybe I deserve to just observe the current friendships, the current, what I'm saying, situations that's just been in my life right now, the situations that I put myself into, and just everything up to this point. So maybe that's just something for me to reflect on. But sometimes it's like I need something, man. I need something from that savings bank, that spiritual savings bank sometimes, and it's like I try not to rely on that. And that's where my mental be at, man. Can't even lie to you, man. My mental be there. I'd be surrounded by there's a level of chaos I'm surrounded by, but I can't deny that I relate to that. You understand? That's the biggest issue. Is like there's a level of chaos I'm surrounded by that I'm very comfortable around, and I can't act like I don't associate with it. I can't act like I don't relate to it. That's the biggest thing. People pretend like they are, man. I know. Shout out to my friend Melon, man. He pretends like he's chaotic, but I was like, nah, you be tripping about stupid shit all the time, and you hide behind logic all the time. And some people are like that. You know what I mean? Some people are just like that. They hide behind shit. They pretend there's something. But that's what happens when you're like you know what I'm saying? You're not living life. You're just on some anime nerd shit. You're just on some nerd shit. It'd be like that. But I'm telling you, but from my personal life, there'd be moments sometimes I was even in Portland ready for the shit. So that's the crazy part. I was down there, supposed to be enjoying my time off. I'm looking like left to right. I'm looking around. I damn near rolled my ankle when I got to the station, and I'm just walking, trying to get to the bus or the train, the red train or whatever the hell. And I'm sitting there like, damn near rolled my ankle, man. Just, I don't know, it was like a glass bottle, something. It was like some homeless activities. I'm over here watching my step everywhere I go now. Because I'm casually just marching, like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm in town, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. But it's just one of them things where it's like, what I'm saying is that's in my mind, that's in my mental. Or like I'm ready to kind of like, I'm trying to, what's the word? I'm reminded a lot back to my friend G Bongo. I'm happy I saw him because he's always in good spirits. And the thing about it, when I spoke with him, he was kind of like on some, or excuse me, this is like, maybe like, this is when I met him. But also when, like, we had just been talking on live stream or something. I don't remember exactly. And we're speaking, and I'm saying like, something about like, yeah, I almost crashed out on a couple people, almost whooped someone's ass, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, yeah, man, you gotta try to refrain from ever resorting to violence unless you have to defend yourself for someone else's life. But for the most part, you got to keep it peaceful as much as possible. And a lot of people don't understand that. But when you get associated with whether it's women or just people in general, some people just want to bring that out of you. Some people want to bring the worst out of you, and it's like there's a piece of me that can't keep like walking away or running away from situations to be peaceful. There's a point where like at some point y'all are backing me in this corner. I could be sitting here as peaceful as possible, but when the energy starts finding me here and starts coming this way, I'm gonna have to start throwing them uppercuts, and I don't like that. You understand? I don't like that it is that way, but it is that way. So that's how it be, man. That's how it go. Can't really tell you nothing less, man. But yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and blame the powers that be. There's a power within myself, within oneself, where like, it's best to kind of just give me a second, man. Hold on. Yeah, it's best to just mind my P's and Q's, really. But as strong as the light is, that's how strong the darkness will be too. That's the issue. That's part of the issue there, man. Right or wrong, that's part of the issue. And the hell was that? Is that a bug? That's part of the issue there. So with that being said, my peace is being tested. The peace and the what do you call this? The immersion that I'm trying to tap into. The immersion of trying to leave the United States because of this stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm tapping into something different and a different spiritual frequency, if you will. This isn't to get too, what I'm saying, in my own soul, whatever, man, my own well-being, however you want to look at it. However you want to look at it. People want to look at it as like well, it's just your brain that occupies the body. It's just your heart that occupies the body. All that works in tandem, sure. Whether you want to believe that there's a soul or not, whether you want to believe there's a spirit or not, whether you want to believe there's energy or not, no matter what you want to believe, no matter what's going on, I'm trying to keep my brain pure. I'm trying to keep my heart pure. I'm trying to keep the stomach healthy and as pure as possible. You know what I mean? So that's on the physical level. Now, for those that are a little more whatever, let's talk about the soul. Let's talk about the spirit. Let's talk about God. I'm trying to keep all that in alignment as best as possible. And my peace is being tested day to day, Brad. I can't even lie to you. Can't even lie to you about that. Get out of here, Brad. That little fly right there. Get out of here, dog. Well, so that's just where my brain's been at. That's where the spirit's been at. It's like, and it's coming across the wrong way to a lot of people. But it's like, some people talk, and then you talk to them long enough, and you're like, yeah, I don't need to be around you. I don't need to be talking to you for too long. You know? Oh, well, 'cause I got my back turned. I can't see much. But it's like that sometimes, man. It's like, at the end of the day, I just laid a foundation for a lot of people. And a lot of people, whether they care to follow it or not, it exists. You know? Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, part of why I'm snacking and chilling, give myself a little break from talking a little bit, because I ramble for all day. But same note, we'll see. We'll wait if Zen's able to make it. Like I told him, I'll give him about a half an hour to an hour. We'll see who pops in and says what's up too at the same time, because like I said, we got classes tonight, and I'm cool just chilling today, man. I don't need to be. Same note, I don't need to always be available. Yeah. should have grabbed more snacks, honestly. Should have grabbed like the beef jerky sticks or whatever they had. You know. But, anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with this, man. I think about that a lot. Where you know, a lot of the stuff that it feels like some, I hate to say it, but like, for people who decide to fight through things and survive through it, it's like the issue with that is you create more. Well, it depends. It depends on the time and era, right? It depends on the time, era, and the respect. Within this time and era, respect is dwindling away. Back then, people could have went at war and fought each other. Just hand in hand. Nobody's really. Some people die here and there, but not necessarily. And that's on a street level. And then people, in the long run, will have enough respect to be like, yeah, I used to have it out with this guy all the time. Man, we fought like 20 times, 30 times. We would just run into each other, and then it'd have to happen. It'd have to go down. It didn't matter what was going on. Somebody might win or lose that day. Catch me on a good day, catch me on a bad day, etc. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. But there was a level of respect that came with it. And it's interesting because in this era, people just want the win, but they want the win in the most exaggerated high effort, not high effort, but the most low effort, highly dangerous way possible. And that's where that's where we have to start drawing the line a bit. It's like people think like, yo, it doesn't matter. We just had to jump them. We just had to boop, boop, boop. And it's like, nah, you know what I mean? And it's like, I tell young people, it's like, you're better off just walking away, because the more you can't process what's going on in this moment, you're going to feel forced to have to do something like to the highest violent degree. Because I had a friend like that, and I was like, bro, you don't got to do all that. You simply just don't got to associate with these people. They want to bait you into being that person. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's like they want you to go through something that they're not willing to go through. They're willing to throw rocks and hide their hand. They're willing to throw rocks, hide their hand, pretend like, well, I don't know why he started stabbing people. I don't know why he pulled out a weapon. Like, people will do stuff like that. You'll try to rage bait you into turning you into the worst version of yourself. They want to see that activated because they want you to see if you can handle the jail time that they're not willing to do or willing to take. You understand? They want to see and also, like, you're away, you're out of the way. You're not around to talk to the women no more. You're just around a bunch of dudes, and it's going to make you an angrier person. It's going to make you a worse version of yourself to be around something like that in this country. So you got to be mindful of that shit and just keep yourself away from it. To be that spiritually activated and to be that consciously aware, it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy. It's not supposed to be. It isn't supposed to be. But this is part of it. But it's also like, they say play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And with that being said, it's like, if I'm surrounded by, a bunch of arcades and buffoonery, it's just like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is not because I find people who are just trying to better their lives constantly being tested as well, not just me. And it's like, okay, I see that this is a constant thing that's happening to everyone, where everyone's whatever is being tested. And like the people who are playing the games don't live long enough or survive long enough to really reap the rewards of the shit that they're trying, the evil seeds that they're trying to plant. But it be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can sit there and deflect and blame all day. People can deflect and blame. Oh yeah, my people went through hardships. That's why I am this way. My people went through whoop wop, etc. And that's why I am this way. That's why I'm wired this way. But it's like that doesn't. So it makes it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy. Like, there's some women out there who feel like it's okay for other women to be taken advantage of because it happened to them. And it's something about that where it's just like, in hindsight, or not hindsight, but like in reflecting on that from a distance, it's like that's evil. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of evil, whatever, to that, and it's just like that's how some people's mental operates. You got to be mindful of that shit. You got to be mindful when you're around that. You know what I mean? People like what I'm trying to say is like in any way, shape, or form, people will justify the evil they do because it happened to them, and it's just like, when does that stop? When do individuals, whether they come together or not, when do they stop and say, hey man, we don't got to keep doing this, then a third, because it happened to me. Like, oh yeah, some people in my household got drugged and whatever. It's just how shit be, man. So whatever, I'm gonna drug other people. Like, there's a point where you have to like pull back and be like, hey, I'm contributing. I'm one contribution, but for every $50 to $100 that I'm making out here trapping and You know, flipping things, it's like I'm also contributing to an addiction and destroying a household. You gotta be, there's a point where you have to cut it off. I am mad at motherfuckers making money. I'm not even mad at people who are becoming the neighborhood pharmacist for that reason, but there's a level of control and a level where it has to stop. You know what I'm saying? For sure, like certain businesses, you will learn that you ran the greatest business in your neighborhood. You might learn that. You might find that out. But how worth it is it? You know what I'm saying? How worth it is it in the long run to figure that out? But yeah, let me get a sip of this. Boom. Mortal Kombat Katana root beer. That shit look like Zhao Ying Summers on the fucking front. I'm like, the hell? Is this Zhao Ying, bro? Katana root beer. Give me a second. Let me see if I can prop this up right here. This might not work. Also, look what the bottle says, man. It says call a friend. Hold on. How can I focus on that? It basically says call a friend. I don't know if you can see what the bottle says, but it says call a friend, which I did, bro. That's crazy. Called bro like 4 times. So I don't know, man. We're at the 26th minute. That might be the sign right there. I opened the bottle. It said call a friend. It's the 26th minute. Hold on, man. Let me end this one, and then let me try it again, all right? Let's try it again. Let's just try it again, all right? Ready? Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. I'm out.